wasn't how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to secure the package and be in and out clean. Instead, the whole thing's been one disaster after another. I should never have trusted you, Richtofen. Never.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Highway 115 and welcome to Eisendrache. This map is so much fun. It's one of my all-time favorites. I love everything about it, from the panzers to the bows to the Easter eggs, and especially the variations in going into high rounds. You may have noticed this video is much longer than my others so far, and that is because of the sheer amount of content inside of this guide. I've left a video timeline in the description for you to skip to whatever section you wish, but I promise you, the whole video is a treat from beginning to end. So, without wasting any more time, let's dig in. Alright, so, first things first, Eisendrache, German for the Iron Dragon, was released as part of the Awakening DLC for Black Ops 3 on February 2nd, 2016, which was the first DLC for that game. It also appears once more in Call of Duty history as part of Revelations in DLC 4 of Black Ops 3. The size of DE's map is 50% bigger than the Giant, and is set in the Griffin Castle located in Austria, which is actually inspired by the real-life Hohenwerfen Castle and has the same coordinates as the one in the game. Hohenwerfen Castle can be found overlooking the Austrian town of Werfen in the Saljak Valley and has been featured in numerous TV shows and movies. Even with its very short history, Eisendrache is still a massive fan favorite and is arguably the most beloved map in Black Ops 3. Alright, this time around for the map layout, I'm going to show you guys everything in the map. That includes power, pack-a-punch, the shield, the buildables, the buildable tables, the jump pads, everything. We're going to cover all of it in one swift run. Alright, you spawn here in the gondola station. If you make your way over here, you have the tram control station. You can press square to call the tram. All you need is a tram fuse, and what that does is bring up this tram that holds a free power-up for you to use. As you can see, I got double points there, so that's very useful. Come over here, you have one of 4 jump pads to activate. Press square to activate that. You have a gobblegum machine here and a Shiva wall by. Make your way up this catwalk and you have the RK5 here. And in this room is the quick revive. Heading into the catacombs, we have an LCAR9 wall by here. And in this smaller room is Mule Kick, the perk machine for you. Head back up through these catacombs into the smaller room here. We have a gobblegum machine and a KRM 262 wall by. And from here you're going to head into the courtyard. You have a mystery box machine and the Kuda wall by there on the left. And here's one of the wonder spheres that you can use. And now I'm going to show you how to get the first part of the shield. This is one spawn location for it. You might find it there. Second one will be right in front of these barrels right here. Third is up these stairs and into the clock tower. You'll find it right next to this zombie sitting down on a chair. And it'll be random every single game. It'll be in one of those spots. Here's a Wonder Fizz machine out here and another jump pad that you can activate, which makes 2 out of the 4. Head through here. This is the barracks section. You'll find a gobblegum machine right there. In through this doorway into the church, you also have on the left a Wonder Fizz machine. Come down these stairs, and on the right we have the Speed Cola perk machine and a trap by this doorway. This is the official entrance to the church. On the back end you have a mystery box and the first buildable table. And over here we have an M8A7 wall buy. You head up these stairs, and out through this doorway there's a Vesper wall buy on the outside. This is like the third entrance you can use to the church. So head back through here, come down this walkway here, and in through here is the Knight's room. You have a Havoc 30 wall buy there and a Gobblegum machine also. In this room there's a Bowie knife wall buy and Stamina Up perk machine for you. Power switch is right here. All you gotta do is press square to activate it. Out here's the Bastion. There's a mystery box and the first Pack-a-Punch teleport location. We'll have to do this twice more later in the guide. Here's the Death Ray trap and another Wonder Sphere for you to use. Making your way across the Bastion, you're gonna come down this walkway here, heading into the second courtyard. This room has a second buildable table and another Elcar 9 wall buy. Also another Wonder Sphere in here. There's another jump pad you can activate right there. I didn't highlight it, but it's there. It's the third one out of the 4. There's a Vesper wall buy in this room and a Wonder Sphere machine. Also a Gobblegum machine right outside the other doorway there. And this is essentially the courtyard area, the mystery box location right there. And now I'll show you how to get the second shield piece. The first spawn location is where I found it, right here on top of these boxes. The second spawn location will be over here, sitting next to these stairs. And the third location, if you come up here, it'll be right here, right nestled in that snow there. And then you'll have the second piece to the shield. Make your way down this walkway here, and you have a VMP wall buy on the left. Next you're going to head into this area here, and on the left you'll find a KN44 wall buy. This is Samantha's room, and next to it is Max's study / room. And in this living room area you'll find a Wonder Fizz machine. Now this area connects the courtyard to the Knight's room. As you'll see coming through here, this is the Knight's room, and power's down there. So that connects this area of the map to the other area. Now head back into that courtyard. You'll find this trap here and a Gobblegum machine, as well as a double tap perk machine there. And if you head down this little area, there's another KRM 262 wall buy, and this connects directly to the gondola station. So that connects that entire map together. If you come down through this area, now that the power's on, you can access this room. Jug is in here, and across from Jug is a mystery box location, and also a KN44 wall buy right there. Coming through this area, the Gobblegum machine is there. Here's a second Pack-a-Punch machine to teleport. This is the Undercroft area of the map. If you come down to this wall over here, this is a final buildable area. And now I'll show you how to get the third and final shield piece. What you're going to do is turn on the anti-gravity for this room, and the way you achieve that is by standing on each one of these plates for about 1 to 2 seconds each. You got to do it 4 times on 4 different plates around the room. They're pretty easy to find. And once you've done all 4 of them, anti-gravity will be in the room, and you can jump pretty high and get to wherever you need to get to. The first shield location will be right there on that wall. The second one will be over here on this wall, and the third and final location, which is where I found it, is right here on the other side of this statue. So just jump up there and get it, and then turn around over here. This is where I like to build it. This is my favorite buildable table. Just build it and equip it, and you now can use the shield. It does a melee attack, which is pretty useful, and it also does this rocket boost attack. But its best use is being kept on the back for extra back defense. And another area that connects the Undercroft to the courtyard is right here. You have a Havoc 30 wall by there. If you come up these stairs, you'll see the courtyard right here. So that's a nice little easy shortcut for you to use. And another pretty cool shortcut to use right here is to come into this room, and this activates a free jump pad, really. Shoots you back out in the main courtyard, so that's very useful. Also, one last area that connects to the Undercroft is down here in this mausoleum of sorts, where we have this knight grave here, and this is where you'll find the Wrath of the Ancients, which I'll be going over later in the guide. And after that, there's only one area left to explore, and that is the rocket pad area. So you'll come down here via the Undercroft and teleport using this teleporter here, and you'll come right out into the rocket pad area. There is a mystery box location here, and down this area you have a gobblegum machine as well. The fourth and final landing pad is there, a VMP wallby. We also have yet another Wonder Fizz location here, and a Wonder Sphere to get back to the main area of the map. Down this way, you can buy the trip mines off the wall. It's on the corner right here. Come up to this walkway, and there's Pack-a-Punch. It automatically teleports here, and throughout the rounds it will move to one of the three areas you teleported it to. So it's either going to be Rocket Pad, Bastion, or Undercroft. And that is the whole map. That pretty much covers every inch of the map itself. Alright, now we'll start to go over some of the map features and special enemies in Der Eisendrache. Since we're already at the rocket pad, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to get the Ragnarok DG4. For the first piece, you have to come down to the rocket pad, wait for a test, and then come over to this console and activate this button. Once you do that, get out as soon as you can, get to this safe area down here, and come on up here and just shoot the zombies as they come. There's going to be quite a few elemental zombies, electric and fire. Don't let them get close to you. Make sure you kill them far away, because if they get close to you, they will do a lot of damage. And you're basically just waiting this rocket test out, and when it's finished, once you hear the announcer say that the test is finished, you can come over to this console and activate it. As soon as you do that, bam, there's the piece right there in the teleporter. The second piece can be obtained fairly easily just by using the death ray once. All you gotta do is use it and kill at least 1 or 2 zombies with it. And once the trap is finished, give it a couple seconds and look up in the air. You should see a piece sitting up there. And reaching this piece can be done either one of 2 ways. Come down here to this Wonder Sphere. As you can see, that was the wrong way. Sometimes it'll spawn across that flight path. It was on the other flight path in this game though, so just come down here to this Wonder Sphere, use it, and bam, there you go, you got it. The third and final piece is pretty simple. All you gotta do is kill this very first Wave 12 Panzer. He should go down pretty easily since it's only level 12, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue, and there you go, you have the Ragnarok. I always come to this buildable table in the church to build these because it's a very easy to access place. So go ahead and build them. They have a slam attack, which is useful, but the best use from them is using them as a trap that will lure all the zombies into it and protect you with this blue orb of electricity. It's super useful for high rounds. It's definitely a must-have if you are going for high rounds. As far as special enemies go, the Hellhounds are back for basically your max ammo rounds, which is also useful in high rounds. Then there's the Panzer Soldat. He appears first on wave 12 and then every 5 or 6 rounds after that. Essentially a brute zombie type, the Panzer has a flamethrower attack, a devastating melee attack, and also shoots capsules of electricity directly at the player as well as at other nearby zombies in order to incapacitate the player. I will be going over several ways to defeat the Panzer in the high round strategy area of this guide, so if that's what you're looking for, go ahead and skip to that section now. Alright, moving on to the bow tutorials, I'm going to show you guys a very useful strategy to get a lot of points on round 1. First, equip extra credit in your Gobblegum pack, and then try to get it as your first gum of the game. Then go over here and call the tram. If you're lucky, the power up will be double points. There's a bit of RNG required, but just keep restarting your game until you get it. Then pop your extra credit and you will get 10,000 points instead of the regular 5,000 points. This is a great trick because on round 1 you can get enough points to open up the entire map. So once you got your points, go ahead and head towards the lower courtyard area of the map and come up to this dragon head you see here. Initially, you will have to kill one zombie in order to wake the dragon up. Then give him a couple seconds so he can wake up completely. And once that's done, you have to feed him 5 to 6 zombies. And the way you do this is by shooting them right in front of him one at a time. So shoot one, give him a few seconds to finish eating it, and then shoot another one, and then repeat. Once you've fed him enough zombies, he will do a little roar, and you'll see some brimstone kind of come off the dragon head itself, and it'll crumble to the earth, and that's when you know you've completed it. From there, make your way to the church to the second dragon head location and repeat the same process. Wake him up, feed him 5 or 6 zombies, and wait for him to crumble, and then that will make 2 out of 3 finished. The final dragon head location is in the Undercroft here. Again, same process. Wake him up, feed him 5 or 6 zombies, and wait for him to crumble. Once you've finished the final dragon head, you can make your way into the mausoleum section just above the Undercroft that I showed you earlier in the guide, and the Wrath of Ancients can now be equipped and picked up right there underneath these 3 dragon heads. Now that you have the Wrath of the Ancients, I can show you the 4 different elemental upgrades that are available for the bow. Alright, starting off with the Storm Bow, one of the easiest ones to do, and hands down the best elemental upgrade you can get. Come up here and shoot at this weather vane. Once you do, you'll hear a little activation noise, and this broken arrow will pop out of the wall. Hold square on it to start the quest. And then you're going to have to shoot 3 different fireplaces around the map. This location here is the easiest to shoot that particular fireplace. The second one is right here. This one's a little trickier. What I do is line up the shot with the fireplace and go right over this mountain here. Hold back and fire. And that should work every time. That's the strategy I use every time for that particular fireplace. The third fireplace is on the rocket pad right here. This one's pretty easy to shoot. Just aim a little above it and you should get it. Once you've shot all 3, return to the Undercroft, make sure the anti-gravity is on, and you're going to have to wall run. So I always start here, get up on here and wall run. What you're doing is hitting several of these little pads on the wall. You cannot touch the floor. You have to hit them all in one run. So make sure you're staying on that wall and just do a complete lap around the room. And when you hit this last one, you'll know you've done it right when that sound comes and the icon pops up in your top left corner. The next step is filling up soul boxes around the map. There are 3 of them. This is the first location. You're just going to sit here and kill probably about 6 or 7 zombies until it stops collecting zombies, and then move on to the next one. The second location is here in this room. Just going to do the same thing, kill about 5 or 6 of them until it stops collecting souls. The third one is on the rocket pad back here in this area. Again, same concept, just fill it with souls until it stops. And once it stops, what you're going to want to do is draw back your bow, standing right next to that urn, and go ahead and shoot these fireplaces again. You can only use 1 urn per fireplace. So what I always do is use the rocket pad urn for the rocket pad fireplace. And then for this urn, I always get in this jump pad, jump over here, and shoot the really easy one to do right here. That way, in case I miss the shot with a hard one, it's right here and I can just keep redoing it until I get that fireplace. Once you've completed all 3 of them, run over here and press square on this little lightning laying down at the bottom of the weather vane, and give it a couple seconds. It's going to do a little charge up there, and when it's done, the fully constructed bow arrow will be there, and you can pick that up. Now make your way back down to the Undercroft and find the box associated with the storm bow, which is right here. Press square on it, the arrow will go inside the box, and now you have to get about 20 kills in front of it, and yeah, it has to be directly in front of the box. Can't be on the other side or anything. So gather up a bunch of zombies and just kill them until it stops collecting. Once it stops collecting, you'll hear this charge noise, and go up to it and press square to insert your bow. Your bow will go in and come out as the storm bow. It is very overpowered. The non-charged shot shoots a little orb of electricity that zaps and kills most of the zombies. The charged shot does a tornado effect that goes around the room and completely annihilates all of the zombies. This is the weapon to use for high rounds. It does amazing amounts of damage, all the way up to 200 plus. Alright, now it's time for the wolf bow. The first thing you have to do is find 4 paintings around the map. I'm going to show you the locations now. Here's the first one in the clock tower. The second one is here in the church. The third one is over here in the knight's room, just in this back area adjacent to Sam's room. And the fourth one is down here in this little circular room, just to the right of this doorway. The actual paintings in these locations will vary from game to game, but what you need to do is find and activate them in this order: throne, knight, mountain, arrows. So as you can see here, I found throne in the church, knight in the clock tower, mountain in the circular room, and arrows in the knight's room. So all you're doing is pressing square on each one of those paintings. Then it's on to the next step. Next, come down here into the undercroft, and if you just walk right out here, this arrow will automatically pop out of the wall. Go up to it, press square to start the quest. Now we'll be heading to the rocket pad, so go ahead and teleport up there. Make your way to this outside area, and look all the way up here on the top of the mountain and shoot at that flag. Once you've done that, a wolf skull will come tumbling down the mountain. Go over to it and press square to pick it up. Then come back down to the undercroft, come up to the wolf bow box and place the skull on the dog skeleton. An astral wolf will project and you have to follow him around the map. He will stop and dig at the ground in certain spots, and when he does that, you have to kill zombies around the area he's digging at. So it's kind of like the earn step on the stormbow. Just gotta kill about 5 or 6 of them. You'll know you're done because he will walk back over to the ground and sniff at it. When he does that, press square to pick up the bones that he uncovers. And you'll have to do this in 3 areas. The second one is out here right in front of double tap. Repeat the same process, collect zombie souls, wait for him to paw at the ground, and then collect the bones. The third and final location is right here in front of this pack-a-punch area. Again, repeat the same process, kill a few zombies, and wait for him to paw at the ground and collect the final bone. Once you've done that, you'll notice the wolf pawing at the wall. What you need to do here is wait for anti-gravity to come back on and shoot an arrow right at that wolf symbol on the wall. Once you've done that, you can stand on this temporary placement, press square to assemble the skeleton, and collect the arrow. And then we're on to the final step. Place the arrow in the box, collect souls. Once you've collected enough souls, put the bow in the box and collect your wolf bow. While not as good as the storm bow, the wolf bow is still very, very good. It shoots these green rays and portals at the zombies. The non-charged shots do a little bit of damage. The fully charged shots do even more damage. And for how easy it is to obtain, this is definitely a worthy upgrade for your bow. Before we start with the void bow tutorial, I would recommend loading up crawl space as a gobblegum in your pack. It will definitely help you out with one of the tougher steps later in this tutorial. Alright, first you're going to come here and shoot an arrow up this ceiling, and it will crumble and fall, and the arrow will be there for you to pick up. Next, come down to this circular room and stand on this square tile that's highlighted in the middle. Wait for a zombie to come up to you and knife him and kill him while standing on that square. Once that is done, this urn will come up from the floor. Now you have to go around the map and find several different skulls. The first one is by the church right on this windowsill. The second one is in Samantha's room in the toy chest right here. The next one is over here
right on the other side of this rubble by Mule Kick. And yet another one next to Double Tap on that rubble. Another one in the room with the teleporter in this sink to the right. And the final one is at the rocket pad. Teleport to the rocket pad and come down here. It's in the back of this truck right here. Now go back to that circular room and you can find all these skulls you just collected floating right here. And now is when you use crawl space. Use crawl space, turn all the zombies into crawlers, and the skulls will feed on them. It's just a much easier way to use this gobblegum instead of trying to make crawlers and lead them in here. Once they've all fed, the demon voice will speak a name. It can be pretty hard to hear, and I didn't catch it this first time. So if you do miss hearing it, you can always exit the room, come back in, and shoot the urn to hear it repeated. So he said door, heart, horn. The list of possible names he could say are horn, griffin, stag, crown, door, heart. So you're going to get a combination of 3 of any of those in any order. Once you have your combination, you'll come to this knight's room and you can find each and every one of those symbols etched on these knights. So all you really have to do is get your combination, and once you know what it is, come up to these statues and press square in the order the demon said them. For example, mine was door, so I went up to door and pressed square and got the spike symbol. Heart, got the bow tie symbol, and horn, got the claw symbol. Now what this means is whatever your combination of names were, once you press square on them, you're going to get several different symbols. They can be ribbon, claw, spikes, arms, tears, moon. And once you have that combination of those symbols, you're basically just going to go through the rounds killing zombies, and these zombies will drop power-ups that are those symbols. You only need to get the 3 that you collected, but it doesn't hurt to get all of them, which is what I did. I just went through the rounds, killed the zombies, collected the symbols, and got every single one. And here I have all of them. Now all you have to do is shoot at the symbols in the order that you received them. Once you've done that correctly, the demon will state that that is his name. The urn will do a little animation, and in a few seconds you'll be able to pick up the full arrow. Now, same as before, take the arrow to the box, put it in the box, get some kills, fill the box with souls, put your bow in the box, and collect your upgraded bow. This is by far the worst of the elemental bows. What it does is shoots a portal that will sometimes instantly kill a couple zombies, but it also releases these floating skulls that run around the room and will kill zombies, but it takes so long for them to do anything. The time to kill is so long, and it's really not even worth going for. Most of the time using this weapon will just get you killed. Alright, now for the firebow tutorial. Come up to this clock tower stairs and shoot at this wall here. The arrow will pop out of the wall. Press square to start the quest. Next you're going to come to the rocket pad and wait for a rocket test to start. And once it does start, just get to the safe area and wait it out. Once it's done, come right out here very quickly, shoot the top of this rock. You only have a 3-second window to shoot it, and it should shoot up in the sky like that. Now there are circles around the map. There's one here by double tap. There's another one over here on the bastion next to the death ray, right here. And a third and final one over by the clock tower next to the Wonder Fizz machine. You have to shoot these circles in midair while being thrown from a Wonder Sphere. It can be kind of tricky, but I'll show you my shortcuts. For this one, just aim right there. Use it and shoot it directly before you land. For the next one, you want to aim right here, look all the way up at these two clouds, and then fire a non-charged shot directly in the air. Use the Wonder Sphere, and you should get it every single time. As you can see, I got it. For the final one, you want to stand on these two tiles right here and look right over here. Aim directly up as far as you can go, shoot a non-charged arrow, and run to this Wonder Sphere and use it. You should get it every single time. Next, we have to stand in these circles and get zombie kills. About 5 or 6 of them. Just keep killing them until you see a red flame come out of it. And do this with all 3 circles. Once you've done all 3 circles, you want to come back to this clock tower and spin this gear. You're going to get one of 3 symbols. The first one here is the 3 arrow symbol. If this is your symbol, you're going to stand in this circle, fire a shot across the bastion. From there, stand here, move a little to the right, and fire another shot onto this walkway by the lower courtyard. And from there, just shoot another arrow directly into this fireplace. Since you got it in 2 shots, you'll get a max ammo. Press square on the fireplace and you're done. If your symbol is this one, the 2 arrows, then you're going to come over here, stand in this circle, and fire a shot across the courtyard. From there, stand next to this, and fire another shot as close as you can to this fireplace. And then fire another shot directly into the fireplace. Once again, 2 shots, max ammo. Press square on the fireplace. The third symbol you can get is the cross. If this is your symbol, come to this circle, fire a shot as close as you can to that truck over there. Stand right here, fire a shot up on that walkway by the doorway to Samantha's room. And from there, just try to get a shot in that fireplace. I didn't quite make 2 shots here, but 3 shots is still okay. And you're just going to go up to that fireplace and press square. Now come up to the bastion, hold square on this sun, watch as it collects pieces and explodes. And now you have your full arrow. You should be pretty familiar with this part. Put the arrow in the box, get kills, wait till the box fills up, put your bow in, collect your upgraded bow. The fire bow is actually pretty decent. Its non-charged shots are about the same as the Wrath of the Ancient shots, except a lot more damage. And the fully charged shots are pretty awesome because these volcanoes that erupt will hold zombies in place. It's not as much of a crowd clearer as the storm bow, but it's still very useful against the zombies. Alright, now time to go over high round strategies. Before you start a game, I would recommend using the following gums in your gum pack. Perkaholic for your perks, extra credit for points, immolation for the fire sales, cashback for more ammo, and alchemical antithesis also for more ammo. I'd also recommend getting Pack-a-Punch, getting the shield, getting the Ragnaroks, getting a dingo or an RPK for 1 weapon slot, and the 205 Brecci or the Haymaker for the 2nd weapon slot. As far as bows go, the storm bow is by far the best one to use and the one I use for my high round strategies. Alright, so the first camping spot I like to use is right here at the top of the clock tower. This is probably my least favorite one. It's very useful because all the zombies are going to jump straight up onto this little ledge here, and it's literally just one spot, and you can just charge your bow up and let them jump into it. The only reason I don't like this spot is because it puts you in a very vulnerable state for panzer rounds, and it's just really not ideal for that. The second spot I like to use is sitting in this Wonder Sphere. This is great for almost everything. It puts you in a good spot for panzers. There's only one entrance to worry about the zombies coming in at, and the only downside really is that you can't see the power-ups that well. I mean, you can kind of peek out from time to time and look and see if there's any power-ups, but it's not as good as some of the other areas. This is another spot that's not bad to use. It's not really one of my favorites, but you can use it if you want. Standing down here in this teleporter by the rocket pad offers a pretty good vantage point. You can see the power-ups. It's a large area. The only problem is you can get swarmed from different entry points. Panzers aren't too hard to deal with down here, so it can be a pretty useful camping spot. The second spot that you could possibly use is right where you started back in spawn. On this little catwalk, you can sit here and shoot the zombies, and they'll only come through this one area, and it's very useful. But like I said before, panzers are a little bit difficult in this smaller, confined area. Hands down, my favorite spot to use is right here. Coming in the knight's room, always leave this door shut and put your back to it. And you have one area to really worry about the zombies coming from. You can see all the power-ups. And when a panzer comes, you can just run out to where the power switch is and get him with the death trap. This has gotten me to some really, really high rounds, and it is my go-to spot. As far as dealing with the panzers, like I said, my favorite method is using the death ray trap on him, which in order to get him to spawn right there, you just kind of wait here for him at the start of a panzer round, and as soon as you hear the noise of him, just run over here, turn it on, and he's trapped, and you can just shoot away at him without having to worry about getting knocked down. Another useful thing to do is to use your bow. It does the same thing, although much shorter. It still can be an effective tool if you don't have access to the death ray. The Ragnaroks do the same thing, and they last longer than your bow, so they're a very useful tool to use against them as well. Alright, time for the Easter eggs. This first one is how to get the disco ball on in the church. Just gonna shoot at this globe up here a bunch with a ray gun, and eventually you'll get a disco ball. It's not really an Easter egg, just kind of a fun thing to do. You can use the ray gun, you can use the XM53, you can use grenades. There are a bunch of different weapons that you can use to do this. The next Easter egg is the Dead Again music Easter egg. Make your way into Sam's room and press square on that teddy bear there. The second location is in this room with Jug on the other side of the room in a corner right there. And the third location is on the rocket pad right inside this truck. And once you press square on that one, you'll hear the song begin to play. Next, I'll show you how to get the BRM off the wall in the Undercroft. You're going to wall run on these blue tiles. This doesn't have to be done like the lightning bow step where you can't touch the floor. You can touch the floor as many times as you want. You just got to run over each and every one of the blue tiles. I believe there's 5 or 6 of them. So just look for each tile, jump up there, wall run on it, and then once you've hit all of them, you're going to come over here and you can see it right there. Just press square to buy it and you have the BRM. Alright, next we're going to go over the skeleton Easter egg. You're going to get in plain sight as a gobblegum, and then come over here to mule kick, pop it, and shoot this floating skull. There are 3 locations of floating skulls. The second one is over here in front of the church. Pop your in plain sight and shoot the skull. The third location is over here by double tap on this railing here. Just pop your in plain sight, take aim, and fire. And now you'll see all the zombies have become skeletons. It's a pretty neat little Easter egg, nothing too crazy. Next we'll go over how to get the Panzer Claw helmet. You have to find 3 Panzer Claws around the map and fire them at panzers. The first one is right here in the knight's room. Just shoot it once to get it to go down, and then wait until a panzer round, and guide one directly in front of it. You basically just want to line up the shot right with the Panzer, and once he gets close enough and he's in range, just shoot the claw and it'll go right into him and kill him instantly. The second claw location is over here by the lower courtyard. Just gonna shoot it out of the rafter there and wait for a Panzer. Guide him over to this walkway. Once again, take fire, shoot the claw, and kill the Panzer. The third location is over here by spawn. You shoot it off the wall there. Once again, guide a Panzer down. I got super lucky and got a Panzer on a dog round. That was very fortunate. So just come down here, shoot the claw into the Panzer and kill him. And now you have a helmet. You can't see it, obviously, since you're in first person, but you can check it out in theater mode after your game. Aside from cosmetic purposes, it also offers no melee damage from the Panzer whatsoever. Alright, time for the big finale. I will now guide you through all of the steps for the main Easter egg quest. This is a far more complicated Easter egg than the ones I have shown you previously, and my guide will be catered to the solo player, but I will include tips for those of you that are teaming up. Before you start your game, whether it's just you or you are going in with a team, my recommended gums are the same regardless. Perkaholic for all perks, extra credit for points, immolation for weapons, cashback in case you need ammo during the keeper ritual step, and near-death experience to use during the boss fight to ensure you stay alive. Secondly, the only prerequisites before starting the first step of the Easter egg is that you have built the Wrath of the Ancients and an upgraded bow, in which case I highly recommend the Storm Bow. No other bow will protect you better during the boss fight and throughout the keeper rituals. Also, I recommend you open up the entire map, unlock Pack-a-Punch, build the shield, use the Death Ray once to get the Ragnarok piece, and get the second Ragnarok piece from the rocket pad. And at some point before the boss fight, you're gonna need some good weapons. My advice is to get a 205 Brecci or Haymaker in one weapon slot, a Dingo or RPK in another weapon slot, and your Stormbow in the third weapon slot. And Pack-a-Punch at least one of those weapons before starting the quest. Monkeys are also recommended. Once you have all of those things and you're ready to start, head to the teleporter with the Wrath of the Ancients and shoot these prongs on the top. There are 6 of them and you need to shoot all of them so that they turn gold. Once you finish, you should hear that confirmation noise. Now go pick up your upgraded bow. The next step requires you to search around the map for wisps that will be glowing. Only one wisp spawns at a time, and if you aren't quick enough, you will hear an error noise and have to wait until the next round starts to try again. So basically what I do is check all the locations in one big circle as quickly as possible. Here are all the spots for you to check. The phone next to Quick Revive, the clock in the barracks, the clock in the church, the comm radio in the church, this fuse box in the power room, the globe in Samantha's room, these boxes in the small room above Double Tap, and the rear tire on this car by Double Tap. There are 8 locations in total. What I normally do is check the locations by going in one big circle around the map. When I find a wisp, I shoot it and keep moving. Then wait for the confirmation noise and search for the next one. Once you find a wisp, you don't have to check that location for the next one, so you can eliminate that from your search going forward. You need to find and shoot 4 wisps in order to progress to the next step. So once you find one, check the other 7 locations. When you find 2, check 6 locations, and so forth. When you get all 4, you will hear a different confirmation noise, and it's on to the next step. Alright, now you're going to head into the teleporter. You'll notice this purple smoke coming off of it. Teleport and you will head back in time. While in this room, you need to do 3 things.
First, head over here and pick up this blue MPD tube. Second, go to the opposite side of the room and pick up these fuses from this box. And lastly, you need to watch Dr. Groff shut the safe door and take note of the combination he puts into it. As you can see, there are 3 symbols he has pressed. In my game, they were lightning, rocket, door. There are many different combinations that you will get, but they will all be of 4 different symbols: circle, door, lightning, rocket. These are the keywords I use to remember these symbols. So just take note of what symbols he uses and memorize them. Then just wait a few seconds and you'll automatically be teleported back to the map. Once you do, a panzer will spawn, which is one reason why I suggested to have a pack-a-punch gun before starting these steps, as it comes in handy here. Go ahead and take out the panzer and make your way to the bastion. Place the fuses you collected in this side of the death ray, and then switch this level to protect. Now head down to the computers by the clock tower and input your safe combination. You simply look at the monitor with the symbol you had first and press square to input it. Do this in the order in which they appeared on the safe. If done correctly, you will hear beeping noise and the computers will turn off. Now head to the teleporter room and you'll see that the safe is open. Collect these 2 cylinder objects and the key card and return to the bastion. Place the first cylinder object on this machine and the second one on this machine opposite the first. Now switch the death ray back to destroy and return to the computers. Press square to turn them on, and similar to the safe combination, we now have to memorize these symbols and play a short minigame. For example, in this particular game I memorize the symbols from left to right as circle, rocket, door, lightning. Then I wait for the first symbol to be shown. It's circle, so I head to the corresponding monitor and press square. Then I wait for the next symbol and press square on that monitor. You must repeat these steps until you hear that beeping confirmation noise and the monitor turns off. Then head to the rocket pad and repeat the same process here. Turn the monitors on, memorize the pattern, and play the game until the monitors turn off and you get the confirmation noise. Once you successfully complete both minigames, head back to the bastion and you will see these towers lit up. Come to the back of the death ray and press this green button, which will initiate an event where the machine shoots Dempsey's rocket out of space and returns it to the courtyard. Once it lands, come to the crash site in the courtyard and pick up this artifact off the ground. Now, you must end the round and repeat the wisp step you did earlier. Same locations, same number required, same strategy. So search around the map for a wisp, shoot it, wait for the confirmation noise, and repeat until you find all 4. As you can see here, I got super lucky and found all 4 in one straight shot. Once you get all 4, head back to the teleporter and teleport back in time. The only thing we have to do here is head over to this book and press square, and then come over here and pick up this stone tablet out of this box. Now just wait a few seconds to be teleported back to the map. You'll be greeted by yet another panzer. Go ahead and take him down and come to the mausoleum where you got the Wrath of the Ancients and insert the artifact here. A friendly keeper will spawn and guide you to 4 locations around the map where you must feed him with zombie souls. It's always random, but the first location he brought me to was the courtyard. You must use your bow for these kills, and if you are in a game with multiple people or you upgraded several bows, the circle on the ground will be unique to the bow type you must use. However, if you're playing solo, you only need to use the bow you built. You must kill a full round of zombies in this circle to finish and proceed to the next location. The second area is in this circular room with Mule Kick. So repeat the process, kill a full round of zombies with the upgraded bow, and when the circle disappears and the keeper moves, follow him to the next location. The third area is the Knight's room here. Again, same process, feed the souls to the keeper until he's satisfied. Something to keep in mind is that at a certain point in these keeper steps, you will get a panzer or two spawning in, so be ready for that. The fourth area is outside Double Tap. Here is where the stone tablet comes in. Press square to place it here next to the keeper. Until you do this, you cannot collect any souls. And as you see here, a panzer has arrived. Hit him with your bow if you need to and take him out quickly. Once you finish the final soul collection area, the keeper will become whole. Now before heading into the final step before the boss fight, I highly recommend pack-a-punching the rest of your weapons if you haven't done so already, and hitting the gobblegum machine for near-death experience. Basically getting everything you need to be ready for the boss fight. Once you're ready, head down to the Undercroft and watch as the keeper teleports the MPD to this location. Then place the MPD tube you got earlier in the missing spot. Now the MPD will open up and a lightning cloud will spawn in the middle. Go ahead and stand on this panel and lay down your Ragnarok trap to be teleported to the boss fight. Now you must defeat the Keeper boss. This fight will go in stages. For stage 1, keep moving in a circle around the arena. Kill the skeleton zombies as needed, and avoid the Keeper's fire attacks and skull attacks. After a while, this ball of lightning will spawn under the Keeper, and you have to place your Ragnaroks down on top of it. If you are not quick enough, the Keeper will send out a lightning shockwave that will instantly down you, so be quick. Once you trap him, his chest will open up and you have to unload into him as fast as possible. Eventually this will kill him, drop a max ammo, and we are on to stage 2. Now panzers will spawn in, about 3 or 4, in addition to the Keeper attacks, dogs, and skeleton zombies. Take out the panzers, you will receive max ammo for killing the first and last panzer. Stage 3 is the same as stage 1, just with more fire traps and dogs. Defend yourself as needed, keep moving, avoid the fire traps, and wait for the lightning to spawn. Place your trap and shoot the Keeper's chest.
It is unwise to stand so close to electric storm.
Stage 4 is the same as stage 2, for more panzers for you to kill, so take them out as soon as possible. It's okay if you go down, if you have near death that is. I advise using the storm bow and then switching to a bullet based weapon and unload into them. Once you defeat them, the final stage will begin. Same as before, only this time the Keeper is going to hit you with everything he has. Dogs, skeleton zombies, skull attacks, and the fire traps will be everywhere. Just move quickly, be defensive, and you'll be fine. Once the lightning appears, place your Ragnaroks and unload into the Keeper until he dies. Then you'll be teleported back to the map. Pick up the summoning key from the MPD and make your way to the computers by the clock tower. Press square to release the key and all the zombies will despawn, allowing you to enjoy the show. And that is all the Easter egg quest. I'm going to sign off now and let you guys enjoy the ending cutscene. I hope this guide helps you out, and if it did, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new. This took a very, very long time to make. Stay tuned for more map guides in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Highway 115. Have a fantastic day.
Own death will not prevent the advancement of our cause. Just stop nothing!
Once I thought us fools to dare change history, but now I am not so sure.
The road is long and dark, but I know where we are going. We will complete our mission.
He's still alive.
I fucking hope so.
This subject will one day wreak havoc across the entire universe. He cannot be allowed to live.
This wasn't how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to secure the package and be in and out clean. Instead, the whole thing's been one disaster after another. I should never have trusted you, Richtofen. Never!
You should trust me, Dempsey. You all should. This artifact has the power to contain and preserve the subject's soul. Your soul. But it can only be done after the moment of death, just as you saw me do to my other self. It is the only way.
Wait! If someone's gotta take him out to save the universe, then it should be me that does it. Good to see you, Tank.